Hey guys, welcome to the video and thanks for watching. In this video, I'm kind of going to rank the teams 10 through 1, starting with number 10. This is going to be part 1 of 2. In this, I'm going to rank the teams 10 through 6, and then part 2 will come out and it'll be 5 through 1. These rankings weren't as easy as people think. Yeah, some spots might be a little more obvious than others. But you can make an argument legitimately for, a spot or two, give or take, with a few of these teams. I think I did this fair. I know people are going to disagree with me, and that's okay. But I think I did this very fair, and it's my honest-to-God opinion. It's not my Peoria Rivermen fan opinion. It's just my opinion. We're going to start, like I said, with the number 10 team. And actually, even that was kind of a struggle, believe it or not. It was between two teams. But I still feel comfortable putting Pensacola Ice Flyers ranked number 10. I know Ice Flyer fans won't be happy about that placement, but I'm going to go over the numbers and explain why teams are placed the way they are in this. The numbers are not great for Pensacola. They're in last place anyway. They only have 9 points on the season. Their record is 4-12-1. Again, it's not a great record. They only have 2 wins at home, 2 wins on the road. They're on a 2-game losing streak. In their last 10 games, they're 2-8. So, I mean, it's been a struggle. Basically, before the season even started, with some questionable moves. This is a spot I predicted the Ice Flyers to be in, especially early, and I think they have a good chance to finish here as well. They have made some moves, though, that has somewhat strengthened the roster, but it's still not enough, and we'll talk about those moves in a second. Still going over the numbers. Like I said, the team defense and special teams just isn't there for Pensacola Ice Flyers, especially over a 60-minute game. On their power play, they are only 8 for 52. That's only 15% success rate. You definitely want to be above 20, and you want to be close to 25% and even towards upper 30. So 15% it is not great. And then for your penalty kill, 12 goals allowed on 53 chances for a 77% success rate. Again, that's amongst the lowest in the league. You definitely want it above 80, but you try and get it above 85, and then you're doing okay at least. But yeah, 15% and 77% is just not a good success rate for special teams. They do play the Quad City Storm next, so it's like the battle of the bads for who's going to be worse. But as of right now, I think 10 is a fair spot. Some of their players that are leading the teams in like points and goals, you got Cameron Cook with 11 points and 6 goals. I think that's expected, but maybe even a little down for him. Because he's good with assists too. He's not just a goal scorer. He's an overall good player, and he plays good up in the E when he's been up there. Recent acquisition, Caden Cahill. He's got 10 points and 4 goals. Again, this was big, a big piece to add to help the scoring depth with Pensacola Ice Flyers, and he's a good two-way player as well. But he's known for his plays with the puck. Cahill's a great puck handler, passes people open. He knows where to be on the ice. He knows where others are supposed to be. And he doesn't quit. He gives you 110%. Just a great player. Ivan Bondarenko, 8 points, 2 goals. I know he hasn't been playing the whole season. He's been hurt, so that's kind of the reason for his kind of dip in numbers right now. I do think Bondarenko will bring those up, obviously. Another guy who is on IR and has the second most goals on the team still is Matt Wiesner. He has 7 points and 5 goals. Like he did lead the team for a while in goals. Which if Matt Wiesner, no offense to him, but if he's leading your team in goals, you're probably not in the top five. Um, Going over some goalie numbers, Kevin Reesop and Claes, it's been an adventure for them. Hasn't been their best work, but they haven't had the best help either. Like I said, the lack of team defense and defense overall is really leaving these guys out to dry. Reesop is 3-6-1, no shutouts on the year, a goals against average of 3.8%, which you never want at 3 point anything. And a save percentage at 0.879. And again, you don't like to be below 90% in the save percentage. So, again, some of it you can put on Resop, but a lot of it is, like I said, the people in front of them as well, hanging them out to dry. So, it's a combination. And then Brody Claes is 1-for-6 with no shutouts as well. And he's got a 3.25 GAA and a .896 save percentage. So a little better save percentage for Brody Claes. But again, pretty much the same. Not a big difference between the two goalies. Yes, Resop has more wins. Claes again, it's a combination of team defense and inconsistent goaltending. So that's where I placed them, and now we're going to move on to the number 9 team. And this team almost got put at number 10, but they're holding on to dear life at number 9, and that's Quad City Storm. Just have been really going through it lately, hit with injuries. I think they've lost like 10 of their last 11 or 11 of their last 12. They got 12 points on the season. The record's 5-10, 1-1, 1-9 in their last 10 games. 47 goals for, 67 goals against. So only one less goal given up than Pensacola Ice Flyers. But again, more goals scored than Pensacola, which is, again, those numbers are part of the reason why they're holding on to the 9 spot. For their special teams, this is where, again, it really hurts Quad City Storm. Their power play is 10 for the last 56 at 17%. And like I said previously, you like that above 20. And their PK is what's really hurting them bad. Giving up 21 goals on 68. And it's operating at 69%. Okay, so that's the lowest in the league at 69%. And, giving up 21 goals already out of 68 chances, that's not a good number to have in special teams. Again, Quad City is amongst the worst when it comes to special teams in the league. So they really got to change that. If you look what all the top teams have in common, it's good special teams and good team defense. And that's what Pensacola Ice Flyers and Quad City Storm lack the most. Rather it's injury or the players they got on their roster, a combination. Without good team defense, without good special teams, you're not going to have much success. So that's really got to change for these guys to really start moving up. Player leaders, for points and goals for Quad City Storm, Leaf Madsen, that's probably no surprise. 22 points, 11 goals on the season. Again, top player for Quad City Storm. And Cole Golka, who is on the IR still, has 14 points and 6 goals still. Leaf Madsen and Golka together is so dangerous. It's hard to defend against both of them, and they're both so similar with their styles. Having Cole Golka in, definitely helps Madsen and vice versa. So Golka being out, like I said, a lot more rests on the shoulders of Leaf Madsen to step up and carry that load, and it's not easy to do. Wheelan Parrish has been a great addition, actually, for Quad City Storm. 20 points, 4 goals on the season. And again, this guy's just a go-getter, hard worker. His engine doesn't quit either. I always see him out there working, especially against the Rivermen. So I like him as a player. And Captain Tommy Seacoast, he's got 9 points and 6 goals on the year. So well, and Johnny Witzke, 11 points, 4 goals as well. Those guys are kind of carrying the team right now. With all the injuries that are happening and everything else going on, a lot is on the shoulders of those 5 players. Like I said, Doug's Blaisdell is still out. I think Fournier just came back. So like I said, just injuries have really done a number to Quad City Storm. Their goaltending, Brent Moran, he's 4 for 5. He's got 1 shutout on the year, and a 3.36 GAA, goals against average, and a save percentage at .901. So, not a horrible save percentage, but again, the goals against, and I think that number right there speaks to the team defense and special teams issue. And same with Tyson Brower, who is also injured and was their backup for a majority of this year. He's 1 for 4 with no shutouts and a 4.24 goals against average and a .891 save percentage. So again, there's just a lot to fix. Inconsistent goaltending, special teams, defense. This has all got to drastically improve for these teams if they want any type of success. Moving on, we got the number 8 spot now. And again, this was a tough battle between 2 teams, but I'm going to put Evansville Thunderbolts at number 8 right now, who have 15 points on the year. And their next opponent is the Birmingham Bulls. They are 6-10, 2-1 on the year. Goals for 46 and goals against 58. And they are 2-8 in their last 10. So they've kind of been going through it themselves. Ty Taylor's been sharp as late. Cole Cece, he's being more inconsistent than he was last season, but Cole Cece's still sharp. He's still a top goalie and still playing well. Like I said, that team basically lives and dies on Cole Cece and Ty Taylor. That no team is more dependent on their goalies than Evansville Thunderbolts when it comes to wins right now, especially losing Matthew Barnaby overseas to a league. That really hurt the Thunderbolts. Going through their numbers, their power play, they are 11 for 65 at 16%. Not a great number at all. And their PK is actually a pretty decent number. But it's only because they've been on the penalty kill so damn much. They have 13 goals against on 84 power plays for the other team and 84.5% success rate. So out of the bottom teams, their penalty kill is amongst the best. And it better be because they're on the penalty kill a lot. They take a lot of penalties. That's kind of how that works. Player leaders on the team right now, especially since like Matthew Barnaby and Lincoln Hatton is gone. They've been relying more on Tyson Gilmore. He's got 14 points, 7 goals. Scott Cureton, 13 points, 4 goals. Brandon Harrogate, 14.6 goals. And Logan Marker, however you say his last name. I'm sorry, I can't get them all right. But he's got 10 points and 4 goals on the year. So again, a lot of these guys, have to carry the load as well as Matthew Hobbs. He's got to do more. I think he's not doing enough as the leader on that team. He's not producing enough, I should say. I would like to see an uptick in his production. But, it's pretty much dependent on those players, but especially Cole Cece and Ty Taylor. Unfortunately, I forgot to write Cole Cece and Ty Taylor's numbers down. For whatever reason, they were the only goalies I didn't write their numbers down for. So I will put that in the comment section, and I do apologize for that. But we're going to move on to number 7 now, Macon Mayhem. Again, they could have easily been put at 8 as well. They're barely in that 7th spot. It wasn't by much. They got 13 points, and they play the Rivermen next. And, depending on what they do, if they get swept all 3 games against the Rivermen, then Evansville could easily leapfrog right over Macon Mayhem. So, like I said, it's a thin margin that they're up here. They are 6-8-1 as their record, 4-6 in their last 10 games, so a better record than the others above them. 41 goals for and 47 goals against. So that's a little bit of a closer margin than the other teams too. Their special teams numbers on the power play, they're 8 for 49 at 16%, which is just, again, beating a dead horse here, but it's just not a great number to have. And their PK is 9 for 45, 9 goals against, and that's at 80%. Not horrible, but still, you want that closer to 85%. Players to watch for, that's been their leaders throughout. Zach Tyson, I don't know much about Zach Tyson, but he's got 10 points and 7 goals. So he's obviously not having a bad season. He's amongst the leaders with the team. Jake Golodowski, 10 points, 5 goals on the year. I think he's an underrated player. He's a really good player to have in your lineup. And Alex Cohen, again, I think he's their best center. 8 points, 5 goals. Tao Ishizaka, I hope I said that right. It sounds right. 9 points and 3 goals on the year. Again, these have been the 4 main people to carry the load for him. But again, Macon Mayhem does have some good goaltending with Josh Boyko and now Dyson Skinner. But Josh Boyko, as we know, has been put on the IR, had an injury in a game. I think it was to his back. And so it's been Bailey Birkin and Dyson Skinner. But we'll still go over his numbers. Boyko is 1-2, no shutouts, 2.86 goals against average, and a .922 save percentage, which is really good, especially being on Macon. And then you got Bailey Birkin at 2-4-1, no shutouts, 3.92 goals against average, and a .903 save percentage. I'm not a big fan of Bailey Birkin. I always thought he was a little overrated. Had one good season in the SPHL that, but everybody seems to think he's great. I don't think he's so great. And again, he has the worst numbers on the team. And then you got Dyson Skinner at 3-2, who does have a shutout with a 1.53 goals against average and a .956 save percentage for best on the team. Dyson Skinner's been killing it for Macon and really saving their butts with Josh Boyko being on IR. So when Josh Boyko comes back, I think you got to waive Bailey Birkin and keep Dyson Skinner. I know Bailey Birkin is Coach Chezzy's boy there, but you can't deny the numbers, and you're much better off with Josh Boyko and Dyson Skinner than, with any other combo with Bailey Birkin. So, that's where I got Macon, and now we're going to move on to Knoxville Ice Bears. I got at number 6, and again, they could have easily been at number 5, but I got them at number 6 for right now, with 19 points, and they played the Dogs coming up. They're 9-7-1, 6-4 in their last 10 games. Here's a big reason I got him at number 6 too. The goals for is 43 and goals against is 55. So, it's a little bit wider margin than even like Macon Mayhem. And Your special teams number, 10 for 59 on the power play at 16.9%, so just under 17. And your penalty kill, 10 goals out of 43 chances at 76%. Again, those special teams and team defense numbers, the goals for, goals against is a big reason why I got Knoxville Ice Bears at number 6. But I do think they could work their way up higher in the rankings. Their player leaders have been Mitch Atkins, 14 points, 7 goals. Derek Osick, he's got 12 points, 4 goals. Carson Vance, 12 points and 3 goals. And Jimmy Soper, he's got 9 points and 4 goals. Those guys have really been carrying the load for them, and all great players. Muddendinger, I think that's been a great addition to Knoxville Ice Bears, who's really helped him out a lot. He's had some, maybe not so great games, but, he's also had some games where he's looked like the best goalie in the league. So, little inconsistency, but as the season gets rolling, I believe you'll see Muddendinger get more and more consistent. His numbers are 7-4 with 1 shutout on the year and a 2.72 goals against average and a .913 save percentage. So again, his goals against average and save percentage are in a good spot. He's being successful. He's doing his job at the net, in other words. Taylor Joseph, his backup, he's 2-2-1 on the year, no shutouts, and a 3.98 goals against average and a .885 save percentage. So as you see, it's a big upgrade when Muddendinger's in. And again, that's no offense to Taylor Joseph, but that just goes to show you how important Muddendinger is at net. And again, if the special teams improve and the team defense improve, Knoxville can be a dangerous team. They really can be. So we'll just have to see which direction they go in. That's my teams 10 through 6. I don't know if that's who you guys expected, but that's who I got. So let me know how you think I did with that. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'm going to put out part 1 or part 2. Later on. And those were hard too. Those were really hard to rank and can go either way. There's a lot of parity in this league. Teams are a lot closer than people want to give credit for. So I'll wrap it up, and I always keep it Rivermen style.